Got it.
Okay, welcome everybody. I think there's a couple of people that might be taking a break, but let's get going. It is late at night. This is an interesting topic and we want to get going. So without further ado, let's start. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to start there before we introduce ourselves properly. We are going to talk about, firstly, quickly who we are. We're also going to talk about why there is a need for pro bono projects as we run through Social Justice Foundation. We are going to talk about specifically the pro bono project in the Protea Court in Soweto, and a little bit about where it begins, who's involved, how's it going, and also sort of the future plans for the project. We're going to spend a little bit of time about the mentorship training program, and then also how you can get involved through social justice and also through Mediation Network to be a part of our project. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce to you my business partner, and her name is Karen Malan.
Hello everyone, good evening. Well, my name, as you heard, is Karen Malan. I'm the CEO and Director of Mediation Network. I'm an attorney of profession, and through the years I've had the opportunity to work in various different business enterprises and opportunities. And in 2014, I did my first mediation training in family mediation. In 2019, while Theresa and I were having a cup of coffee together, the Dream of Mediation Network was born. We both realized that we had a passion for families and we wanted to help families because we believe that mediation offers an affordable solution for families moving forward.
And I see a couple of familiar faces, but I'll introduce myself properly in any way. My name is Theresa Luyt. I am associated with the Social Justice Network. I am the Vice Chairman of the Social Justice Association of Mediators. I'm also a business partner to Karen in Mediation Network that's sitting next to me. My background include legal. I've got a financial planning background as well. I'm also a qualified life coach. And these days, I call myself a specialist family mediator and restorative justice practitioner because, as Karen mentioned before, that is truly where all of our passion lies at this stage. So, who is Mediation Network? Karen.
So what do we do? What does Mediation Network do? First of all, we help families. That is our passion. We do it by way of family mediations in the form of parenting plans, divorces, separating agreements. We also basically do anything with regards to general family conflict. Then we offer workshops and advanced mentorship programs to mediators and other family professionals in conflict resolution. Then we manage a pro bono project, one of which is the pro bono project in Protea, in Soweto, in the Children's Court, and then also in the Domestic Violence Court. And I must say that we are extremely proud and excited about this.
So just a little bit again about where social justice for people that are not part of the association fits into this whole process. Social Justice Foundation is basically the core of this whole project, and they run various projects from there on. You'll see that there's the Social Justice Maintenance Project on your right-hand side, which is a little bit what we're going to be speaking about today because it flows into our pro bono project. There is also the Association of Mediators, then there's Social Justice Hope, which is our gender-based violence project, which is also sort of involved with the pro bono project as we are working in the domestic violence courts as well. So with no further ado, I think where we first need to start is why we actually saw the need for a pro bono project. Was it merely because me and Karen had no clients and we were bored in our own private practice, or what is the issues that we are actually facing out there? So this is a slide that everybody that is involved with the association is probably already quite familiar with, because this indicates our sort of attitude around conflict that we find in society at this stage. We start normally with litigate, and then as our funds dwindle and the attorneys become richer, we work our way down this whole scale into eventually mediation, conciliation, dialogue, and peacemaking. Until we broke, then it's called peacemaking. Right. So what is a mediator all about? What is the awareness that we want to create, not only with the project, but with pretty much every project that social justice runs? And it is that we need to start with peacemaking. And then if that doesn't work, to a formal dialogue, conciliation, mediation, and so that the courts can deal with cases that truly needs to be litigated. As both of us mediators with a legal background, we honestly believe that there is a space for litigation in our system, but it is not actually the solution for everyone. So what is the challenges that we face in the South African family courts? I want to say in other aspects that's concerning in our industry as family professionals. Firstly, we're going to talk about the courts. We're going to look at a couple of statistics, and then we're also going to talk about social needs, and we're going to talk about social perceptions.
Well, first of all, the government has given us the Constitution, and it's also given us these wonderful developments in our Children's Act and also the Domestic Violence Act. The problem that we face is that the courts are overwhelmed and understaffed, and the infrastructure is lacking to deal with the challenges we have currently. I'm sure that you all know that the system is broken. We also sit with access problems, maintenance, DV orders. They all take too long, and we are struggling to work through the workload. Repeat customers are also a problem because we have issues that reoccurred. Why? Because they maybe weren't dealt with properly from the start, or there wasn't enough time to actually sit down and deal with and advise those people that approach the courts and give them proper advice. The system needs help. So if we look at this following slide in front of us, we can see, and this is based on the 2019 census statistics, 42% of all children in South Africa live with only their mother. 42%. Then 4% of children in South Africa only live with their father. 21%, and this is alarming, 21% of all children in South Africa do not live with either parent. They do not live with their mother nor their father. And only 33% of South African children actually live with both their parents. So if we look at the numbers, there are 15 million children in South Africa today. 67% of that, which equivalents 11 million children, are in need. They are in need of a full structured parenting plan.
Okay, so in South Africa, we also have a couple of other problems except for Eskom. We also face certain social and cultural perceptions. The first perception that we see quite often, and I'm really sorry if this comes across as bias, it really is not. We have seen this work both ways in our careers, but mostly we see that mothers are believed to be raising the children, not fathers, and fathers should simply be paying. Why is mediation an option there and an answer there? Because mediators can educate parents about their rights and responsibilities. We also have a very bad first world tendency that's starting to really get out of hand, and that is the take them to court mentality. So instead of trying alternative solutions like mediation or having a conversation or things like that, we would rather start a litigated process either in person at the court or actually through attorneys. Where mediation comes in is that it creates an obligation for all mediators to really create awareness in terms of ADR mechanisms that are available. Co-parenting functions better if you have a parenting plan in place and if you are able to actually have a conversation. So now we get to our project. So we are very proud of the fact that we make a difference every Wednesday. And you can see Theresa's not on the photos there because she doesn't do cameras. Okay, so this is just one day and a couple of photos that we've taken there. And if anybody ever asks me why I do this, look at those faces. That is why me and Karen are there. So, Protea Court project.
So how does the Pro Bono project in Soweto work? We go every Wednesday. We are there every Wednesday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We mediate in children's court and in the domestic violence court, and hopefully we'll definitely be adding the maintenance court very soon. We do forms and process training once a month because we have definitely identified a need for that. And we do that to mediators that want to get involved in the program. We've also developed various templates which we use in court. For example, a standard parenting plan, that's the Form 7, the Form 8, Form 10, a Section 22 agreement, as well as a Section 23 agreement, just to name a few.
Okay, so this is the slide I think that we are the most proud of. How is it going so far in Soweto? So this is our stats. Please keep in mind we only started the project in May this year. So for May, you can see we had a total of 9 cases. We were off to a slow trot. June, we lifted that to a 14. July, you can see there were 2 cases that were referred back to the magistrate. I must tell you, in July, the magistrates, I think, started having faith in us a little bit, and they started giving us a bit of challenges. You can see that there. August, me and Karen were very complacent because right now we know exactly how the averages work and how many cases we do and whatever. And we had 2 referrals back, and lo and behold, September hit. We had a total of 23 cases in September. We had 4 of them were in the domestic violence court, and we settled 17 parenting plans, and we settled all 4, 1 postponed, the other, and 3 finalizations in the DV court. To give you an idea of what I mean with crazy, that 23 cases there, one specific day, was 2 mediators and 11 mediations. Okay, that all happened on one day. It was insane. Okay. Once again, because the magistrates are sending people to us to assist with smaller conflicts and then they go back to court, they've actually learned to trust us and to use us in a more proactive way. October, once again, a nice and average month. Please keep in mind that was also where the conference was. So that is actually not a normal month because we actually skipped the Wednesday there. And then November so far, we're going to court tomorrow again. So far, November's got 18 cases, 1 DV. There's another 4 DV cases waiting for us tomorrow, along with all of the mediators that go along. So, in short, let me just get there. We're looking at 106 mediations from May up until November the 28th. We average 2 mediators per Wednesday on average. Please keep in mind some days when we have a lot of bookings, there would be up to, let's say, 6 or 7 mediators going for that specific day. Other days, if it's not a busy day, then we'll probably only send 1 or 2. We've only referred 11 cases back to the court, which gives us a success rate of 90% settled. These statistics have been shared with the court as well, and so far everybody involved in the project, and we have been scrutinized quite diligently, it has actually been quite positive. So, what are we looking at now? If we can get the slide to move.
Okay, so who is part of the Pro Bono project? We have an agreement with the courts that only NABFAM certified mediators will be part of the program and will be utilized during the program. The only exception to this is candidates that enroll into our mentorship program. We also have an induction protocol for mediators that want to get involved before they start. This is very important, and this is an agreement with the court. And why we do this and put this in place was to keep the standard of work we do and deliver in the pro bono project of a very high standard. We want everybody to understand how the process works, how the forms work, and what the service delivery expects of them. Because when we arrive at court, there is no time to explain any process. You literally arrive, you get your matter, you start mediating from the word go until you leave that afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Okay, so where are we going with this project and why are we talking to all of you? Right, so first and foremost, it is social justice's dream to actually extend this project to more courts. It is not easy to get a program at a court going. There are various factors and various obstacles involved in that. One of being distrust is a really, really big one from the courts themselves. We are in the process of, it's already started. I think it's been going for about 2 months. It's still slow going, but there's a project in Belleville and in Goodwood, and I know that Natalie, that's online, is also running a domestic violence court program as well. We would also very much like to extend this project into the maintenance court. There are various issues around mediating in maintenance court. Please keep in mind, I have a financial background, so I have a big passion for maintenance. But at the end of the day, there are a couple of kinks that needs to be sorted out. And we are actually in the process of negotiating with some of the magistrates into trying to get a process, a flow together that actually can work for both the parents and for the court. We also would like to get more organizations and other professionals. I'm talking social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, people that are family related, that are in the same family industry as us. We would like to get more people like that involved. We've already got some people from the DSD involved. We're also looking at the NPA at this stage. There is a connection. We are talking to them as well from the social justice side. So yes, that is our dream, to actually be able to put a program together that services not only on the mediation platform, but also can offer other services as well. Okay, so what is this mentorship program that we keep on going on about?
Well, we have a mentorship program that runs parallel with the pro bono project in Soweto. It is structured in a way that you observe, co-mediate, and then solo mediate as many times as you feel necessary. We don't put a lot of pressure on you, but you have the opportunity to observe, co-mediate, and then solo mediate before you do your assessment. When you feel you are ready to do your assessments, to become NABFAM certified, or when the assessor believes that you are ready to do your assessment, you will then do your assessment on a specific day. We also offer, well, not offer, but as a rule, we do group discussions every Wednesday after the day after we've mediated. And there's various reasons for that. And the main reason is we definitely need to debrief on the day, because it is a very tiring and stressful day, because it does take a lot out of you. And it's important to have peers in the same profession as you that understand what you are going through, that you can bounce ideas off, that you can say to them what happened, scenarios that happened, how would you deal with a situation? I dealt with a particular situation in this way, how would you deal with it? Because in that way, we actually learn from each other, which is important in our industry. We also offer additional specialist workshops to mediators who wish to enhance their knowledge in certain fields, because we all realize and know that acts change, the law changes. Just now, for instance, we've got a whole different scenario with regards to guardianship, where children's courts can deal with that and make orders in respect of guardianship. So we constantly need to up our skills, need to up our knowledge, and that's why we at Mediation Network have decided to offer these additional specialist workshops to our fellow mediators.
Okay, so what's the benefit of these projects? So first and foremost, every senior mediator that you will come across ever in your life will attest to the fact that you walk out of your first training unbelievably motivated that you're going to save the world and mediate the crap out of everybody you meet. Okay. And then the very first time you have to actually sit in front of a real mother and father and mediate their issues. And I saw in the previous session someone was referring to the fact that how do you deal with bias? How do you deal with all of these things? And your professional confidence is quite low when you start off. And this is why a lot of mediators actually does not make it fully into private practice as full-fledged mediators. So this experience under guidance, under supervision, under mentorship, okay, because we become like family and we help each other in that format as well. But there's a lot of senior mediators involved that can give you guidance on certain things that you are struggling with, builds a lot of professional confidence. It then, in other words, goes without saying that this is, every Wednesday, and you saw from the stats, this is truly experience on steroids. The level of exposure that you get to different cases, different scenarios, different parenting plans is unbelievable. It's also for us a way, the same as what we feel in our industry. And I know there's a lot of organizations, not only social justice, that feels very strongly that we need to build closer relationships between mediators and try and build a network so that we can support each other. The problems we face in this country and the mediation as a fledgling industry is a fickle animal, and we need to learn to hunt in packs. And this is our project, actually brings people together a little bit more because we get to know each other and we really do feel like a family. So the only question we are left to ask is when you're coming. So I'm going to speak a little bit about the Social Justice Maintenance Project. I'm watching the time. I'm not going to go into too much details. I think people involved with social justice are already aware of the Social Justice Project. So in short, the Social Justice Project has 4 sort of legal-technical legs that it stands on. The first one is the Maintenance Project. There is a website called maintenanceorders.co.za where you can go and log your maintenance order if you have a valid one. It will go through a process, get checked, get double checked, make sure it's valid, all sorts of things like that. If there's any conflict, we also offer the co-parenting app that can assist parents with communication, with financial issues, sharing of accounts, all sorts of things. There's millions. If anybody wants to know more, please contact me. I've got a whole presentation on that one too. And then there's also the Social Justice Association of Mediators, which is a countrywide mediation organization. In other words, any conflicts that arise from these maintenance issues can then be handled by our in-house mediators. We also are building affiliate partner programs, attorneys, financial advisors, mental health practitioners, and other family-orientated professionals. The main aim of the maintenance orders being logged is to make this knowledge part of, in terms of the Credit Act and in terms of the Children's Act, maintenance is a preferential creditor, and it should actually be scanned on a credit database before credit is allocated to someone else. So, think about, sorry for the stereotype, it's not my intention, the dad that is allowed to buy a BMW on finance, but he is not paying his child maintenance. Furthermore, okay, we spoke about the co-parenting app. There's a lot of applications in there. If you're interested in that, please, do not hesitate to make contact with us. The cost on the co-parent app is in the region of about 60 Rand per parent per year. So it was created to be extremely affordable so that it is available to more people. I'm not going to speak too much about the affiliate program today. I also just want to speak about social justice and that we are trying very hard to grow more of a regional presence as well. So try and build closeness between mediators. It's part of what flows into the Pro Bono project. Gauteng mediators get to know each other, Western Cape, KZN, so on. Because ultimately we are all very family focused, mostly family mediators. There are other disciplines as well, like medical negligence and labor and whatever mediators also in our group. But ultimately we want to create that awareness in the industry, and in South Africa, that mediation is here to stay. So all we need to now talk about is how you get involved. Firstly, I want to just give you a quote from Mother Theresa. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. In all honesty, I must say to you, this Pro Bono project has given us the opportunity to witness the ripples in families. And it has been an absolute honor and pleasure to actually be there every single Wednesday. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening. We tried not to make it too long because I hope that people will have questions, and it is late at night. If you want to get hold of us or you want to become part of the project, you can either contact the social justice team directly. If you're not in Gauteng, please make contact with the social justice office or even with Natalie, because I know that she is also quite involved in the Pro Bono project. Otherwise, you can give us a call at Info@Mediation Network or 083 305 3338. So, any questions from the floor? Yeah, 3389. Sorry, Karen. Going over my own tongue today. Marie Steenekamp, you said that you were interested. Marie, you want to tell us a little bit about where you are? Maybe we can talk about that.
Marie?
Sorry, ek het net gou ge-unmute hierso. Hallo.
Geen probleem.
Okay, nee, Sham, ek kan julle kontak. Ek wil nou nie vir almal ophou nie, maar ek is I'm also an attorney and I've just finished my course with social justice.
Which area are you in, Marie?
Western Cape with Natalie.
With Natalie. Okay. Please make contact with either Natalie or with Audrey at the office, because then we can put you in touch with the right people to actually get involved with the project.
Okay, great.
Anybody else, or did Karen and me actually just bore everybody to death 7 o'clock at night after Luyt Negrini's possibly very energetic talk? Questions? You can raise your hand, unmute yourself. We're not that many.
Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, I was bored stiff. But having hi, Karen. So yeah, I'm busy with my training with Natalie. So I think Natalie, we've got about 2 weeks to go. So yeah, at this point in time, I'm very, very eager to get involved, and I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, I promise you, you always feel ready, but you're not, okay? But it is
I mean, I'm ready to join you. I'm not ready.
I know, but I mean, what I'm trying to say to you, Debbie, is that it is a very exciting industry to be part of. I think one of the benefits for me of mediation versus the traditional legal route is that you also see real healing and real results in a much shorter time with, let's say, a set of parents or with a specific conflict. I mean, we refer a lot to parenting plans because we are mediating in the children's court, but, you know, mediation in the domestic violence court is just as amazing because we deal there with a lot of family issues too. It is brothers and sisters. I mean, let me give you an idea. I had one mediation with 5 elders, brothers and sisters, okay? So they are between the ages of 75 and 89, and I had to mediate all of them because they had protection orders coming out of their ears against each other, okay, over a family home. So from a cultural point of view, it's a big deal, and they just couldn't make this work, and they were co-owners in this house, and there were a lot of conflict. It was a long mediation. It was about, I think it was 3-4 hours, okay, and it got settled. And then we had another senior mediator with a almost similar case as well about a week or two ago. No, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And then we've also seen, you know, other very interesting things. I mean, I've had a child, a matric child, and a friend of his in the DV court with a bullying case. So, you know, because the one was applying for a protection order against the other in terms of emotional abuse and whatever in the school setup. So it's a bully case. Okay, so we had both of the parents there and both of the kids, and that was possibly also one of the most rewarding scenarios that I've ever actually had the honor to mediate. Yeah.
What's really good about the Pro Bono project in Soweto is that your experience and, you know, the exposure, I should say, actually, is vast. You deal with all different scenarios. You deal with people from all different age groups, backgrounds. It's just astounding what gets put in front of you and what you must deal with, and so rewarding at the end of the day when you are able to help these families move forward from that obstacle that's been there for I don't know how long. It's very satisfying, especially when you leave there on a Wednesday. You're tired, but you're actually feeling elated as well. When we drive back in the car, we're actually so bubbly and we can't stop talking, and we're all smiling, but we're exhausted at the same time. It's a very weird feeling. And that's why we insist on having these debriefing sessions. We leave for Soweto as a group, and we return as a group specifically for that reason. So I hope to see you soon, Debbie, when you finish your course. Give me a ring. Definitely come and have a cup of coffee with us. We would love to see where we can slot you in as quickly as possible.
Agnes Valentine. Agnes, you also said you would love to get involved. Whereabouts are you, Agnes? We're always interested to add new people. Whereabouts are you from? Am I putting you on the spot, Agnes? Okay, so Agnes, there we go.
Agnes is in the Western Cape with Nutty.
Oh, okay. So she's that side. Okay, perfect. Anybody else? Any other questions? Or are we just too tired? Oh, Juliet, sweet. Sorry, I missed your comment. Juliet, which area are you in?
I'm also from the Western Cape.
Oh, okay. So everybody seems to be from the Western Cape tonight. Interesting.
Yes, and I have training with social justice.
Well done. Well done. We also did our training through social justice,
Yes.
and you know, it is, well, we're allowed to feel proud. I'm not shooting down anybody else, but we definitely are allowed to feel proud. Okay, so we've lost Val and Agnes. I think maybe Gauteng is maybe having hot flashes. That's why they're not at the training, because we're still in the
And a
middle
lot
of
of
this.
areas have got load shedding at the moment.
Yeah.
We've been hit quite badly with load shedding.
Any other questions, comments, or should I start picking on the list and check who's awake?
Google?
Oh, Gugu, you are from Soweto. Oh, Gugu, please, we need more people involved from the area. We've got a couple of mediators from Soweto already involved, and it is actually really nice to have more people from the local community to assist you as well. Any comments from your side, Gugu?
Okay, I'm not yet trained as a mediator, but I think if I'm done with it, and then I'll join you.
But phone us for coffee. We liked having a chat and coffee, eh? We really are good at chats and coffees.
Yeah, even if you're struggling to
okay.
make a decision whether you should train or not, come and have a talk to us.
There's an unknown
okay.
Zoom. Yes?
Okay.
No problem. There's an unknown
Alright.
Zoom user also that says, I would love to get involved. Sorry, who are we speaking to? Who is on the platform? Can't see your name.
Good evening, it's Janet.
Hi, Janet.
Yes, I would love to get involved, and I did inquire with Natalie in the previous session as to the training information. So yes, I'm currently based in Johannesburg, the north side of Johannesburg, and yeah, it seems like quite a challenging task, but one that a person cannot avoid because it's so much needed in our society today.
100%.
Yeah, look, it's twofold. You have the intrinsic value of being of service to someone, firstly, which I must say to you in this economy is the one thing that keeps me going, no matter what's happening in business, or, when we have a quiet week, we feel that we're contributing to society. And furthermore, I think, I've been mediating, me and Karen both been mediating for a long time, but, the amount of experience that we've just gained from May has been astounding, truly. I have a whole different view on parenting plans. And I thought, I sort of had it waxed for the first couple of years, that I've been in the industry and in private practice. Because you must remember, we still run our own private practices as well on the sideline, and so do all the mediators that are involved. And that, as I said, it helps you to build connections as well. It's also connections to the court.
Yes, and I can add there as well, every family is unique. So that is why we gain all these different scenarios and experiences, because every family deals with their situation as they see fit and what works for them and what suits them. And that's very empowering.
Yeah, as a closing as well, just thinking about it, Natalie, I know, is also involved in a project in the Cape for the 16 days of activism that is currently running. So my invitation to the Johannesburg crowd, we are talking about conflict resolution methods that can help in families and whatever. We've got our first chat on Friday. We're going to have our second chat in Freedom Park in Soweto on the 7th. We're also doing offering training in conjunction, social justice and probono.org at Constitutional Hill on the Friday the 8th as well, as part of the 16 days of activism. If anybody online wish to maybe come and join us and meet us and be part of this amazing initiative, please email us, call us, WhatsApp us.
Yes. And we can send on the invitation if you would like to attend.
Yes.
I'll definitely send you an email. I would love to attend.
Yes, Janet, please do. Okay. Anybody
Thank you.
else? I'm going to start picking on names I know. Maybe we shouldn't. George Warrington, I know that name. George? I've spoken to you on the phone a couple of times. How are you, George?
I'm fine. I just ran out of my words for the day. That's why I'm quiet.
Yes.
No, I'll also be interested. I'm just trying to get this year through. It's just been a hectic year. But I think in the new year, I could be interested. So I'm also in the Western Cape region. So next year, I can contact you guys and get involved or have a look at it.
Please. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Yes, I think we're all trying to just get through 2023 at this stage. Yes. It was a good year, but it was a whopper. Natalie, any closing remarks or anything else from your side?
No comments. I must confess that I knew you ladies were here, so I'm running between two meetings. I hope this is the only time you called my name. Sorry. Now I know the work you ladies are doing is amazing.
you are amazing all round. And I've heard bits and pieces of the talk as I've walked in and out. Sorry, I double booked myself as usual.
We understand, it's fine. Yeah. Anything else, and then maybe we can end the session.
Just thank you, ladies. Thank you for the work that you do. What I did hear Theresa say was, and Karen, when you drive back, when you're leaving Soweto, and you feel so bubbly, and that's the truth. There's no value to it. You can't put a monetary value to it. And I think for me, it goes back to my heart, self-preservation, healing families, restoring families, and healing communities. So that's what we need to be doing in every corner of South Africa and potentially every corner of the earth.
Yes.
To see, to see oneness. So I
Yes,
appreciate
one step
Hello.
at a time. Okay? Dion.
Hello, may I ask? Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you. Very interesting talk. I wanted to know when you have events like the ones you invited us to, what does it entail? Is it like a whole day thing, a few hours? What is it that's expected of us rookies in this field?
Nothing is expected of you than to attend and sit back and learn. Okay? Because
Okay.
yes, the ones that we
Yeah.
are doing right now is actually amazing because it's not only one speaker. So there would be a couple of speakers. They normally have like snacks and tea and water and cool drinks and whatever as well. That some of the
Yeah.
venues are supplying. But for
Yeah.
instance, the one in Freedom Park, we are one of the speakers. So we talk about practical skills for conflict resolution in domestic violence, but I'm not talking serious violence. I'm talking how to improve communication. How do we actually communicate, and what are the skills that we need as parents and as family to actually communicate with each other, sort of practical stuff. Then there is Dr. Mishak from Van Wyk is also speaking. He's also talking about domestic violence counseling and skills and insights that he's giving from that side. There's a skills training by the SAP, one of the people from the SAP, that educates people about what the process is when you go to the SAP. What is the process? How do you open the case? That sort of thing. There's a gentleman from the NPA advocate, Dakile, is also speaking at Freedom Park. So very interesting talk. Once again, he's talking about the challenges that they are facing at the NPA and how people can assist with that and how we can improve that. So you get an idea of all of these speakers. There were other people from other organizations. I can't remember the social workers. Oh, they were amazing. They were talking about very, very interesting to us as professionals and as mediators. They were talking about certain perceptions and stereotypes and how that is involved in gender-based violence, especially around November also being Men's Mental Health Month, and how those stereotypes and those preconceived ideas and perceptions actually plays on that. So you get the idea that it's interesting. I mean, the event in Pro Bono, I'm not sure who all the speakers are. So I must say to you, it is really worth going. It is in-person events. And I know Natalie and them, if you are in the Western Cape and you also want to know about some initiatives and whatever, please make contact with Natalie because she might be able to put you in touch with people that also have initiative going. So,
Okay.
I must actually say to every mediator about to be born, let's call it that, okay? I want to say to you, immerse yourself in every knowledge and skills training you can get your hands on. Please remember what a mediator is. A mediator is the hybrid child between a social worker and an attorney. So you don't only need legal skills. You don't only need social sciences on your side and life skills and things like that. You need to be able to apply both those sides of a very different coin to a particular conflict in front of you. So I want to say to you, if anything, if you don't have the money, attend everything that's free. Social justice trainings, if you're not after CPD certificates, all of their trainings are free. Become part of the community. Find someone to follow. Find a mentor. Attach yourself to someone. You know, learn. Okay? That is the only way that you are going to get to a place where you truly are an amazing mediator, because we all learn. We never stop learning. Skill sets just is like that. It just, you keep on honing those processes.
Yes, to go back what Louis said, if you need all these skills in your toolbox. So if you are not currently doing, the training, or you're still thinking of doing the training, attend anything you can, because those skills which you are putting into your little toolbox are definitely very useful. Maybe you don't see it now, but 5 months down the line, you realize, oh, wow, I actually did this and I know how to deal with this. So very important. Try and get your hands on anything you can. Latch onto somebody, as Theresa said, latch onto a mentor, somebody in your area that's willing to take you under their wing, to help you, which you can bounce ideas off, can talk to what you're going through, what are the questions you have in your training, what you're dealing with currently. Very important.
Dion, does that answer your question? That was a long-winded one.
Yes, no, but it was good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You can hear we're passionate when you give me half
Yes,
a chance. I don't stop talking.
I can see it too. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, we might
I see.
yeah,
I see your
after eight.
auras glowing.
Anybody else with a question or a comment? I see there's a couple of people. Thank you so much for Marie. Yes, please keep in contact. The Western Cape is not another country, okay? It is one fly SAF air ticket away, okay? And we are a family, okay? I know you guys think you're going to leave us, homeland and all, but it's not happened yet.
From my side, I just want to say thank you very much for everybody that attended tonight. And it was very nice to meet you. And I hope that our paths will cross soon, maybe at our next conference, which will be in September. So
yes,
please make a note in your diary. We're very excited. We had a very successful conference, obviously, in October, and that's why we're doing all of this again. So look forward to seeing you next year.
Yes, 5 and 6 September next year. Please make a note. Hey, Nats, also part of the committee.
Yes. And I think it's going to be in Cape Town, right?
I don't know. Annika's like hinting that we're going to get a Joburg again, eh? Huh?
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We haven't decided yet. The more information will flow. It's going to depend on who is attending the in-person or interested, because we will be sending out save the dates and asking for interest from the membership and non-membership. Please, you don't need to be a mediator to attend. In fact, we want non-mediators to attend very badly as well, because we want to actually grow the network. That's actually what we want to do. Grow the network of professionals. Okay, and I think then we're done.
Absolutely. Thank you, lady.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for attending.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Nazim. Bye, George. Bye, Janet.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Theresa and Corin, just hang too. We can.
Stop the recording.
Oh, yeah, of course.